everybody, welcome back for day 16 of 100 Days of Halloween. I hope that today has been a good day for all of y'all. I have been a little busy today, as always, and it's a little bit steamy outside. I am so ready for fall to actually get here because I'm ready for my hoodie season, so we can get the Halloween vibes really going. Yeah. But anyhow, 400 days of Halloween, what am I doing? I do have some new people here, so I'll kind of let you in on it real quick. I am doing or making along with a friend, my good friend Yarny sis Rainee over at the Woolly Llama Shop. Her and I had been having some conversations before the 100 Days of Halloween started. She was wanting to make a Halloween blanket, and so did I, because the last couple of years I hadn't been able to. I was too busy, couldn't find the time to do it. And her suggestion was doing it in bite-sized pieces rather than a full-on big blanket. And by bite-sized pieces, we were talking about 6-inch by 6-inch granny squares. And seeing as how it's 100 Days of Halloween, you could either do them in Halloween type colors or designs or fall, or you could find appliques if there's not, like there are granny square patterns out there and tutorials for where you start like a pumpkin in the middle and turn it into a granny square, things like that. Or you could just add on Halloween or fall type appliques. So 6 by 6 inch granny squares sounded feasible, and that is what we are trying to do. As always, Rainee will be in the description box. Go check her out if you already hasn't. She has a lot of awesome content. She is multiversed in a lot of different crafting genres, so to speak. And I think you will love her just as much as I do. But anyhow, so we are on day 16. So far, so good. I have been able to do a block a day. And that includes today. I do have a block for today. The first 10 days, I'm not going to go over those. I do have videos where I have. We are on the second set, because what we are doing with the 6-inch by 6-inch squares is we are doing them in rows of 10 and then 10 rows. So that will equal the 100 squares. And doing it that way at the end of the 100 days, once we have them done, hopefully, we will have a 60-ish inch blanket by 60-ish inch. It's going to be a little bit bigger because of the joins for all the granny squares, but that's okay, because I intend on also putting a Halloween color border on it and stuff like that. Well, since we completed the first row of 10 squares, and we are now on our second row of 10 squares, and seeing as how we're on day 16, that means we've already completed 5 for that second row. So we'll do a real quick rundown. So for day 11, I did this candy corn. Day 12, I did this little Nomi witch. Day 13, I did this spider. Day 14, of course, with a spider, you got to have a web. And day 15, which was yesterday, I did this kind of funky psychedelic looking square. I didn't mean to leave it plain, but I wanted to use this yarn because of all the fluorescent colors, because I'm using them in a lot of my squares. And then once the square was done, I was like, it's just too pretty. I don't want to cover any of it up with an applique because it'll hide some of all the beautiful colors. So I decided I was going to leave it as is, and I think it's really fun and it plays well. So for each day that I'm doing a square, like for day's square number 16, if there's an applique that I did not freehand, and it's either a YouTube tutorial or it's on somebody's blog post for the written pattern, I will always put that information for that day's square in the description box. I wish I could do a running total for all of them, but there's not enough room in that description box, and we would quickly run out of room. So what did I do for day 16 now that we got all that out of the way? Well, I used some scraps. I used like a midnight blue. I used a scrap ball of black. I used that never-ending scrap ball of white. And I used a little bit of brown. And I know you're probably thinking, what? What did she do with those colors? Blue, white, black, and brown. Well, I did a granny square, and it was a tutorial by, and I know I'm going to butcher this name, and I'll put the information in the description box. It's a YouTube tutorial by Samia Alexan Crochet. And it's called How to Crochet a Circle Granny Square Beginner Friendly. So even if you guys are new to crochet, you can still do this tutorial. It is so, she breaks it down. It is so easy peasy. It was actually a very good tutorial. And you guys know I'm not much on tutorials, but I did it because I wanted to be able to let you guys know, how it works up. So I started of course, it's the circle in the middle of a granny square. So I started that in white. And then I moved on to the midnight blue. And then I came up with, and I'll show you the back. So it was, and I got to cover part of it, otherwise you're going to kind of figure it out. So I started with the white, and then you transition to your outer edge color to square it off. And I did the midnight blue kind of. And so the more I looked at it, I was like, okay, it's got the full moon vibe. So what am I going to put in front of the full moon? Because I've done a bat. I've done the owl, but I did an applique for the moon on that one. And you guys know I love my black kitties. So I freehanded a branch with the brown. And then I freehanded this little black kitty silhouette. And in hindsight, and I still may do this later, I wish I would have just turned this into a witch's broom for the kitty to be riding a witch's broom in front of the moon. And I still think I'm going to do that. I'm going to use the same idea and try and remember how I freehanded this kitty. I'll have to really look at it and check it out. If it won't be perfect, but it'll be close. But I want to turn, instead of using a branch, I want to do a witch's broom and have the kitty riding the witch's broom in front of a moon. So I might make the moon smaller and make all of this smaller so I can get the full broom on there. That's a thought for me. So this was my day 16 square. Yes, I freehanded the kitty. Basically, I think I did a round of, I started with the magic ring, kind of. I do the chain 2, and then single crochet into the first chain. You can do magic ring if you want to. For this one, I single crocheted 6 into the first stitch, and then I did 2 around. And if I lose my voice, I've been having throat issues all day long, off and on. So, and then when I got around and did the 12, then I just kind of, I think these were just picots with I chained 3 and then slip stitched into the first one away from the hook, and then slip stitched into the next one, and then into the head. I would really have to look at it and try and replicate it. I was just kind of flying through it because I was like, oh, a black kitty. And then for the body, I just did a little rectangle. And then when I got to the end of how wide I wanted it, I just did an extension chaining out, and then single crochet. Yeah, single crocheted up the chain, came down, and then I did a little foot right there. And then I went across, and then I did a little tail. Yep. So I'm getting to where I'm freehanding a lot, aren't I? But I will have I will try and put the link in for the square down in the description box for you guys. I really like that tutorial. And like I said, I'm going to try and do this, and I got to remember to write it down so I don't forget it again, to where the center is going to be smaller, and I'm going to try and replicate this, but smaller, and then put it on a witch's broom. I think that would be so cool. But yep, this is my day 6, and I put some sparkly little stars. Just used the white sparkly yarn. And I thought it was cute because I just love my black kitties, guys. But there we go. Day 16. Yay. So we only have 4 more. Yeah, we only have 4 more for this row of 10. And then we will be moving on to the row 3. So here's all the ones for right there. For the second row. These are going by super fast. And I'm hoping and hoping that I can stay caught up. But if any of you are joining in, you don't necessarily have to do fall or Halloween. You could do whatever theme you want. Even if you're just doing it in fall colors, things that make you happy, whatever. If you want to send us pictures, go ahead. We will gladly attach them to our videos so we can let everybody else see what amazing work you guys are doing. And I still need to do a video short, try and do a short of the first 10 blocks. Since I figured out I'm going to use the black sparkle yarn. I have not found any in the stores around here. Odds are I'm going to have to get it from Hirschner's. But at least I know where I can get it. It may take me about a week and a half to get it, depending. Sometimes it's really fast, and sometimes it takes a little over a week. But we will see before I can start putting them together. And I really want to put them together because I don't want to get so far behind that it's going to take me forever to get caught up. But so I really need to go in there and order the black sparkle yarn. But anyhow, I guess that's it for today, for day 16. I hope you guys are having fun with these squares, because from day to day, you guys never know, because I'm doing mine different than Rainee. She's drawing hers at random, and I'm just doing mine on a whim. Like I did that circle and a square, and I was like, you know what would look cute? A black kitty gazing at the moon. And so I just went with it. I'm doing mine mainly on inspiration. I do have a list of some ideas, but the majority of it is just like ideas I have in my head and inspire me. And then I just kind of go with it from there. So yeah, I guess I'm going to let you guys go. This is long enough for day 16. I love it. This has to be, I still love my other kitty square. So they're kind of neck and neck. I can't decide which one is my favorite though, out of the first row kitty and this one. But they're both up there they're tying for number 1. But yeah, so with that, I am going to say goodbye. I've got some stuff I have to do. I have a friend I have to call to help her with a crochet question that she's having, a conundrum. She's stuck on something, and we're going to try and get her unstuck so she can get her project moving along again. So I will be talking to you in a little while. With that, I shall say goodbye and come back tomorrow for day 17 and see what square we've been up to. I'm not going to give any hints. So bye for now.